Welcome back, yo. Y'all remember last week I told y'all we had some stuff in the works so we can start pumping out content every single week, efficiently, every day. I don't know what the what's it called is looking like, the upload times. You feel me? But we're gonna start pushing out mad content. Today you got your boy K, fresh cut. You feel me? Got the waves back in the building. What's it called? So why is yours bigger than everybody else? Yeah, like what do you
Oh, you're talking. Just
yeah,
focus.
but like, all right, no. Fresh cut K. You feel me? I'm back in the cut. We got my boy Jay Junior's with me. You feel me? And today we got a new face in here. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Uh Big Shad,
Yes,
um,
sir.
the new resident Man United fan. It's gonna be maybe an every week thing. I don't know what it's looking like, but he's
We'll figure
here.
it out as time goes
We'll
along.
figure it
We'll
out.
figure it out.
But yeah, how you guys been, yo?
I've been alright, bro. Can't complain, bro. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Been
Yo,
good
what's it been
myself.
like
Been
for
good.
y'all? Oh my god, why am I messing with you? All right, I like this layer. All right, let's go ahead.
All right.
Yo, over the weekend, obviously, there were a lot of games going on. As usual, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Shad, talk to the people. I guess we're gonna start off with United first. What's that like? What was your expectation going into that game? And then obviously your thoughts on how the game ended. Obviously, you guys lost 1-0 to Crystal Palace. So yeah, let me know.
Yeah. So obviously going into the game, we had just played them not too long ago. We won 3-0.
Mhm.
So every United fan was, very optimistic. We just beat this team 3-0. We knew it was going to be a difficult game, obviously, because it was the League Cup and they didn't play their first team. They had a couple of their first team players in there, but it wasn't. We knew it was going to be a totally
Yeah, it
different
wasn't
game
the
come
main
Premier
first
League
team.
time.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we knew it wasn't going to be as easy because that game, if you watch the League Cup game, we
Hmm.
they gave us the time. Casemiro had time. That's why he had his best game of the season. But if you watch the Premier League match when we played them, they didn't give us that much time. The midfielders didn't have that much time. Like their setup was really good. Eze
Hmm.
was controlling the middle. It was crazy. Casemiro was just giving the ball away, which he has been doing all season. So, we still have possession.
Hmm.
If you look at the possession, it was still 78 to like 20 something, or but
Yeah, yeah,
it was all sideways passes. It wasn't nothing penetrating.
yeah, but
You
you
know,
see, that's the thing with like the mid-table teams. The way I look at it, you see, if you allow them to score the first goal, bro, they're just gonna sit back
sit back. Yeah,
and go into a low block. Yeah, but go ahead, continue.
yeah. So that's why remember in the group chat when we was talking, I said we need to be clinical. When you play teams like that, like Chelsea did today, you need to be
Yep.
very clinical. When you start, you got to score first because
Hmm.
if you let them score, you let the game keep going. It's just going to be harder for you
Hmm.
to, especially when your star players are not, doing what they're supposed to be. Bruno, Rashford, who we thought that okay, the team hasn't been good, but we expect you guys to, make the magic happen,
Hmm.
and you guys are not playing the way that we think you guys should be
Expect you
playing.
guys.
So
Yeah.
you know, it was a frustrating game to watch because we beat this team 3-0 and we're thinking we should be Crystal Palace at home. We should, but
Oh, you was
it
at
didn't
home
pan out.
too?
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
at
I was at Old Trafford.
it was
So
at home.
you know,
Jeez, man.
Clay, my
Yeah,
question
yeah, yeah.
to you, right, as a neutral, how did you see the game?
The game. Well, I'm not gonna sit here and cap. I had the game on, but Man City was playing at the same time, so I was like, my attention was split, and I was much
Yeah.
more worried about Man City than I was about United. But I saw some of the same things I've been seeing from United for like the past couple of what's it called games when it comes to um Premier League. You feel me? So like one thing I will say is the addition of Hoyland, I think, has changed the team a little bit in the fact that you guys are a bit more dangerous when the ball gets into the box. And I think the more I remember, he had a chance, like a half chance. He had like a what was it, like a Crystal Palace defender on his back. He turned and like he tried to like shoot it,
Yeah,
and it went
remember that in the
wide. But
game. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. But chances like those when he wasn't in the game, you guys weren't getting those chances. You feel me? So the addition of him, that's where I'm really looking at. But me, you both of you guys know where my gripes with United are, and we can get into that if you guys want to,
Yeah,
because we
we're
talked
gonna
about
get
this.
into that a little
But
bit
yeah, yeah.
because
So
that is
we'll
here.
get into yeah. So I'm gonna just talk about from the game point stand wise. It was the same thing that I've been seeing from United. You feel me? I think the decision making wasn't the best. I think Casemiro. I saw a stat today that he's been dribbled past like the most times in of any player in the EPL this season, which I think is something you guys are gonna need to address. That DM spot. Unfortunately, your right winger spot, you're gonna need to address it at some point. And just like your team,
Anthony's back in training, so I mean,
He is back in training, but that all goes. We're going to get into it later. Like the United problem that we have right now.
yeah, exactly.
so this is what I would say from my perspective of watching it. Obviously with Man United, when it seems like there's two people, right, who become like the topic of focus. When you guys win, it's because of those two, and when you lose, it's like those two are the ones that people tend to target about it. And we've done that. We've had a conversation about Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford. Like, I think the issue with Rashford is that, and I said it, and I think me and Shad, we had this conversation. I was like, Rashford is not a player I see playing in the possession style. And it seems like Bruno Fernandes might be the same way, right? In terms of how they want to play, when you play on a counter attack, it helps them because with pace and Bruno being able to like put the ball in place, like Bruno's long passing is really good, in my opinion, anyway. So I think it helps when they play in that type of system. When you try to play possession with them, I don't think it necessarily helps. Another issue I have that I see is Casemiro and Mason Mount. When you play a double pivot and you sort of try to play a player like Mount, who is not really an 8 or a 6, he's more of an offensive player. I think we've had this conversation. It's so weird about Mason Mount. I felt like he wasn't the right buy for you guys because the position that would clearly suit him is to be where Bruno Fernandes is. And you can't take that away from Bruno. And then the injury crisis at United, low key, Chelsea's is bad, but United is getting to that level because you look at it, you don't have a left back, so you have to play Amrabat there, and it doesn't help. If everybody's healthy, Amrabat will be able to play next to Casemiro. And even if say what's his name is not there, Anthony's not there, you could put Bruno right wing, and you could put Mason Mount in behind them in that 4-2-3-1 if that's what you want to play, right? And that would help because at least you get some creation on them. Or you could even play Mason Mount on the wing, which I think makes more sense anyway because Mason Mount is faster than Bruno. And he's played on the right wing before for Chelsea. Not sure how much you really want to do that, but that's something that you guys could look at. So I need your thoughts on basically Bruno and what's his name? Rashford. Do you see them as the issues as people seem to think they are?
I think you made a great point saying that they might not be able to play in a system that like passing system. But the thing is, we don't really know that yet because Ten Hag hasn't had that yet. People are saying,
like
"Oh, Ten Hag out."
Thing. Yeah,
It's like if you watch our games, it would seem like one game he's using a different tactic than next game he's using, and you can't really blame him for that because, like you said, this season the injuries. I usually try not to make excuses for that, but it's a big thing. You can't just ignore that. Like 11 of our players and 10 of them are starters. Like they're key players to what he wants to do. Like people say, oh, last season, coming to the end of last season, everybody was like, oh, United team is not good enough. But let's look at this team. It's literally the same team that we was complaining about that it's not good enough. So you expecting the guy to do
some
magic.
additions that I'm a fan of. To be honest with you, we talked about the striker you guys added. He seems like in the right system and with time, he's going to produce. Mm-hmm. But you have to give him time as well. That's the thing about football. Once you see certain players come in and immediately they fit into the system. Such like let's use Haaland as an example. He went into the perfect system. It's already a team that is built. He was the only thing that they added to that formula. Yes, they maybe added bench players, but to their 11, he was the one that came in for that. And when he came in, he was able to settle into a squad that is already knows what they need to do. And if you really think about it with Haaland, he's not really part of the build-up phase of what Man City does. But with Man United, it's not a team that is sort of settled. You have injuries, you have all those things holding you guys back, in my opinion, anyway. Because if Luke Shaw is there, is what's his name hurt? Wan-Bissaka hurt.
They say he's hurt for like a month or two now. Yeah.
Damn. That's probably why. Because I've been wondering why he hasn't.
I think he just got injured though. Like he got injured like Wednesday or something like that. A little bit before this weekend.
Yeah, so the injury crisis is getting serious for you guys. But the main thing that people are talking about, Bruno and Rashford. Me and Crook, we've had that conversation where at one point he was blaming.
I think I know. I have two minds about Man United. When will we start saying Ten Hag out? And Rashford and Bruno are what's holding Man United back from being one of those top tier squads. And we've had the conversation even in the group chat where I've said that maybe the problem isn't Bruno and Rashford per se. The problem is the team and players around them aren't helping them enough. But at the same time, like I said, when Bruno goes to Portugal, right, he's the odd man out. When they
Yeah, he
make their
doesn't look
squad,
low key. He doesn't look right for Portugal, but then he cooks in some games though. I'm not even gonna cap.
so like my problem is, I feel like for me, now they're gonna take that big step. They're gonna need more players that they can rely on, more playmakers. And my thing is, can Bruno fit into that system in which they have those more playmakers? You know what I mean?
But we
Because
have
when
to
you look
get those playmakers first to
to
really
see,
come to
yeah,
that
because
conclusion. You know, yeah.
when you look at when I say let's say Madrid and Man City, probably the two best teams in the world right now, right? They don't have a singular main creator. Their midfields are filled with players at any given point that can win you the game. I feel like if you put Bruno in a midfield like that, he's gonna like he's not gonna have the same impact, and he's not gonna know what to do with himself. If that makes sense.
No, I think
But
more.
great players make make players better though.
And I and I also think Bruno's the type of player that no matter where he goes, I feel like it's more Rashford that is hindered. As a midfielder, bro, you can fit into any system. If Pep had Bruno Fernandes, bro, we would be talking about him in terms of how we talk about other players because he has the stats, whether it's stat pattern or whatever it is.
Creating whatever you want to call it, he's there. Yeah.
But that's what I mean by he's their only creator. You feel me?
That's
he has to have those stats in order for him to even finish top 4.
But then again, even Rashford, let's look at Rashford, for example. Look at somebody like Jeremy Doku, right? Yeah. Look at how he's fit into your system. Maybe it's just United. That is why we're looking at Rashford that way. If Rashford was in Pep's system, I don't think
people I don't think Rashford. No. Because my thing with Rashford is his decision making, and you saw that after. You saw that after. Which game was it that you guys played? Not Crystal Palace. It was the one before Crystal Palace, I think.
Brighton. It was the Brighton game.
Brighton game. Yeah. When he had the mismatch with the right back, and the whole game he was cooking him, but he didn't make the right decisions in order for you guys to capitalize on. You saw that, and I feel like in a system and another system where there's more players around, where it's different, he's gonna get that like, yo, you need to pass it to the striker. Because remember when Haaland first came, right? Foden was doing the same thing. Foden would go for goal. And then Pep came out and said he needs to stop doing that and put it where? Slide it across to the striker. Exactly. And I feel like Ten Hag, I don't know if he hasn't said this publicly. Maybe something that he needs to say publicly, like, yo, when you have that, slide it to the striker. Like, that's not your...
My bad. The question that comes in is that what is the instruction that has been given to Rashford? You get what I'm saying? Because as a player, when you're put out there, you're given the instructions of what to do. Is he told to look for your number 9 or is he told to look for goal? Because most times when United win, is Rashford scoring, right?
Am I the case? I mean, for last season, especially, yeah.
And the issue I see with Rashford is that when it's time to play the ball to the 9 and Rasmus, he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
He'd rather try and go for goal himself. Because again, I don't blame him because he's not used to playing with a 9 that is going to score goals. So he has to adjust to that. That is another thing that people are forgetting. That is going to take some time for people to adjust to that.
That's true. That's right.
People are already, because of how the results are looking, people are looking at it like, oh, Man United stink or Man United don't got it right. But it's not that. It's going to take some time in order for things to work out. That's what people have to understand, to be honest with you. It's just that simple.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you said that because I've been trying to, tell people that it takes time. Like, people compare Ten Hag saying, oh, look at what Arteta, look what Klopp is doing. But let's look at their first season. People were saying Arteta out when he came to Arsenal. I remember Arsenal fan TV. These people were saying him out.
To speak on Arteta, right? Arteta's been in the league for what, 5-6 seasons?
5, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bro, he only has a FA Cup in which they cheated to win anyway. To his name, he hasn't won anything else.
Exactly. He hasn't won anything else.
So that's
people forget that.
But then I could take that same argument. This is and look at Ange, what he's doing with Spurs. You get what I'm saying?
But the season that just started. Look, so last season, would you say Ten Hag exceeded expectation with Man United last year?
He did.
Exactly.
What, third and a Carabao Cup?
That was one of our best seasons.
That was more than what I expected. So yeah, he exceeded expectations.
He
So
did,
that's my
because
point.
nobody was thinking. Let's be honest. Last season, at the beginning of the season, when you had your top three, everybody was looking at it.
Fourth or fifth. And then how you had fourth or fifth last season.
No, I'm saying that when you look at the top three last season, when the season was about to start, and we were ranking who we're gonna have three, it was gonna be City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and then maybe Arsenal, or maybe Tottenham, something like that. Nobody really had United. With Ten Hag coming in, we were like, oh, let's see what's going to happen, and then we go from there, right?
And especially after the first two games where we lost, against Brighton and Brentford. Everybody had us done for the season.
Yep. So for me, I think Ten Hag with time is going to do the issues. But what we spoke about the last time that I also want to harp on is the thing with United is, I always say this, it starts from the top all the way down. That's where the issues lie. And your scouts, the owners, the football decision-making body, they don't help the club, bro. Because this summer, let's say whatever it is, your budget was 200 million, right?
Yeah.
You look at the things that you needed, right? You need a striker. You went ahead and bought one, right? That's fine. You have limited resources and you decide to go spend it on a player in Mason Mount, not knowing where you're going to play him, knowing that you need somebody that's going to help take the pressure off Casemiro. Eriksen can't do it, bro. Eriksen gives you some offensive game now, but no defensive game whatsoever, bro.
Not for 90 minutes.
He doesn't give you any of that. You needed to find somebody there, to the point that you only loaned Emra back because you couldn't afford
him
to pay for him. You get what I'm saying? Which shouldn't be the case. And then you have players like, you look at Malacia. How long is Malacia out for?
For a while. I haven't heard anything about him coming back anytime soon.
Look at that.
And Luke Shaw is out for months. So
your first team doesn't have enough talent for you to be competing, if we're being honest about it. When you take out the 11, bro, and you look at your bench nowadays, look at it. Palestri.
We begging on Hannibal, a 20-year-old nobody was talking about, to come and save our season.
Yeah, you're putting your bet on academy kids when it really is supposed to be you have them coming in just to integrate them to the team. You know, let's be honest, this season you guys were dependent on Kobe Mainu. That's another reason why you guys didn't go out and sign somebody for that position, because you thought Kobe Mainu, but he's a kid. You're putting too much pressure on him. Look at Amad Diallo was supposed to help, but he's hurt. I think it's bad planning from the top down. That's what is hurting you guys.
Again, and Koku, it comes back to all. That's what I'm saying. You can't really blame Ten Hag. You have to give him time. All this stuff he's dealing with. Any other
listen.
We're going to give him time.
I'm not a Man United fan. As long as Man United stay trash, I will be happy. But when I see you guys, and I see, like, I'm letting you guys know right now, I don't think Ten Hag is a coach anymore. Me personally, and I was a big believer in Ten Hag. You could ask. I was possibly, out of like everybody that we talked to, one of the biggest believers in Ten Hag. But when I look at the Man United team now, bro, there's no direction. Like you said, how can your tactic go from direct play to sitting back to possession play and there's no consistency in any of it? Every week you're telling the players different things. You're telling them to do different things. They're putting in a different instruction. There needs to be a base. There's no base for you guys right now. Is he going to be and I asked Mike this. Are you guys going to be a transition team, or are you guys going to be a type of team? A possession-based team? And he's like, oh, well, Ten Hag's not really full possession-based. He wants to be the best possession team in the world, but how can you do both? You're stuck in a situation where half your players are transition players and half your players are possession-based players. If we're being completely honest, Anthony, in my opinion, is a possession player. He needs his team to have so much of the ball where he can repeatedly attack the opposing fullback to be effective. Rashford and Bruno, your two best players, I feel like they're more transition players than they are possession-based players, right? So how can you do that with a team? You can't have half and half. You need to have either players that can play both, which we've talked about. Maybe it's not possible.
22 players, so you can have certain players who play a different style. And the thing about that you're saying about a manager like having different plans every week, well, that is football. You cannot go into each game deciding to
Same
play
thing.
the same way.
Yeah.
But the thing that is hurting Man
But
United,
I can tell you that the best teams in the world go into each game, maybe not playing the exact same way, but the base and the structure of what they're doing
yes,
stays the same from
because
game to
Okay,
game.
Kwaku, let me ask you a simple question though. You see how with our injury crisis this season, let's say with Martinez and Varane in the back, right? He sticks to his passing from the back. They get injured, you bring in Maguire. As a coach, would you stick with
You
that
can't.
same?
No. That's different. That I completely understand.
With Maguire,
com-
would you stick with the
You
same?
can't.
You wouldn't do
No.
it.
You can't. You can't.
Exactly.
Right. But that even brings me back to another point that we haven't even talked about. Onana.
hold on. Oh, nah. Hold
All
on.
right.
Hold on.
All right.
Yeah,
If
we'll
we're gonna
talk
get
about that.
But,
Yeah.
to
all
address
right,
your
but
point, bro. To address
But
your point.
I understand when you have certain players, right? You can't do the same exact things. But your main starting 11, right, is filled with half and half players. Just even at your complete healthiest, you're not a full possession based team and you're not a full transition based team. Because right now, I feel like Rashford. I sound like a Rashford hater. I'm not even gonna lie, but I feel like when it comes to like, because he's a main player to me, I feel like he's your most influential player. I feel like your team goes whichever way Rashford goes. Bruno may be your best player, but if Rashford's not on his day, your team's not really gonna do much because he's your most
Yeah,
influential
but
player.
now the whole point of getting in that striker was to take that pressure off Rashford in order to be able
But
to
he's
do
not
that.
making the
So
passes into the striker to take the pressure off of
But
him.
it's not even
exactly,
it's not even the passes, yo. It's like, I've been watching Rashford since, he came through the first team. It's like
he
it's
plays
the
the same
motor
way.
now. Now it's like, so after the game, the Brighton game, when people were complaining that Rashford, you're not passing the ball. You know what he started doing now? Now when he has to shoot, he's passing it. It's
It's in
like
his
now it's in his head now. That's not a good thing. Same thing with Sancho. I don't even talk about that guy, but it's the same thing going on right now, and that's not good for Rashford.
So the point I wanted to address was one quick who said that with other teams, you don't see their styles change. This is what I'll say on that. With Man City, this is why I always say it comes down to what you buy and everything matters, right? With Man City, you take out Holland. Oh no, not even you take out KDB. Who do you bring in? Foden. He can do the things that KDB does. Maybe not to the level of KDB now, but he can do
Okay,
that.
Alvarez can do that too.
Yeah.
I
You
remember.
take out,
We'll
hold
get
on.
to Man City. We'll get to
Take
Man City.
out, say you want pace and power. You started off with pace and power and Doku. You take him off. You want to slow down the game and get passes going. You bring in Grealish. Before you had Mahrez. Before that, you had Sterling and Sane. You get what I'm saying? You had Aguero. You had the pieces in order to change your style, and your bench was always stacked. You see, the thing is, Man United, unfortunately, don't have those options. Even though they claim to be what they are, today we're in a day and age where they don't have those options in order to be able to do that. And that is what is lacking there.
You see, the thing is, I understand that. But do Man United fans understand that? Do they get that?
Not everybody does.
Not everyone. Obviously, not everybody is going to agree on the same way that some people saying Ten Hag out, people are saying Ten Hag should stay. We know we don't have, but we're not to the city level. We know it. I'm a Man United fan. We're not that good. We haven't been good for the past decade. I know, but we have to come to the reality. We're not the old Man United that was going to Champions League finals. We need to understand it's going to take time, and that's what people need to understand. We can't just become a good team and win the league in just a year of Ten Hag's reign. It's not happening.
So, any last comments on United, or I can move on?
Onana. I want to talk about Onana. I want to talk about Onana.
It's not his fault though. You tried playing with Maguire and Lindelof and Johnny Evans minutes in 2023, bro.
Johnny Evans, 2023. We finished the game
get it.
with Johnny Evans and Maguire as center back in 2023.
Bro,
I get it.
Hold on. You know the day I knew, bro, that shit was fucked up at Man United. Bruno was playing center back, bro.
Oh yeah,
bro,
it was against Brighton.
When I saw that, I literally died, bro. I said, "There's no way Bruno was playing right center back in the build-up because
Do you think Odegaard and KDB will ever play center back? Ask yourself that question. No,
they'll never need to.
Exactly.
Onana, I don't get how even at Inter, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could say 5 back tacks, whatever, sit back, but he was still a good shot stopper. There was times where
hold on. to speak on Onana. He was never a great shot stopper. He's not.
I didn't say
He's
great.
not
I
David
just
De
said
Gea.
good.
I don't
I
even know
just said
about good.
good.
You see, that's the issue. If you want to play from the back, your center backs have to be good enough ball playing wise, and your DMs, your 2 6s, right, who are playing the pivot, when they drop in for the ball, have to be good enough to be able to be press resistant in order to maybe turn or get the ball out to your center back, because it plays from the goalkeeper to your whoever's dropping in for the ball, and he either puts it out wide or he turns and progresses with the ball, right?
Yeah.
In most cases, you see in preseason it was Kobe Mainu doing it, and I loved when he did that, bro. The kid is good, but Ericsson right now doesn't have the legs for it.
Don't have the legs.
When
he has the ability, but not the legs.
Last season, U.S. lost the game because of Ericsson doing that same thing. He drops for the ball, and then he feels somebody coming in behind him. Instead of him to release the ball, he fucks it up, and it ends up being a goal. So it's not everything that I'm necessarily blaming on. Oh, nah. It's not necessarily all his fault, in my opinion, anyway. But yeah,
I'm not saying it's his fault, but it's definitely like, for me, it's like something like you guys fought so hard to get De Gea out, only for this guy, ball playing wise, yes, sure, he's better than De Gea. But even right now, as we speak, you guys aren't even playing in a way in which utilizes Onana to his fullest capabilities, if we're being completely honest. Because you can't play that way because you're having to play Maguire and Varane. So you can't even build out from the back. So it's like you should have kept De Gea, maybe not on the wages that he was on, but I feel like this season would have been better to keep De Gea if you hindsight goes 2020.
I think people look, and then I think it was the Bayern game when he made that mistake. People was like, De Gea never made that. I'm like, yo, have you been watching De Gea for the past 3 years? He was making worse mistakes. Like, it happens, bro. Goalies make. Look, this is what I would say. Man United fans are split on. We didn't need Onana at this time. That's what some people were saying. It's too soon. We didn't have the squad to bring him in. But had we known that this injury crisis, because I was thinking, okay, with Martinez and maybe Varane and Lindelof, they could probably do it because, they could get the ball. But now we get injured so much, it's like there's no point in playing from the back if it makes sense in that way. But, like I said, it's going to take time. I think in the end, people are going to realize how good, like, Onana is going to be. That's how I feel.
But the issue is, right, the squad is not fully set. That is why you're not seeing Onana's qualities. He's a quality keeper. And if they didn't buy him this summer, if they hadn't moved on from Dier and they hadn't bought Onana, who's going to be there for them in the future? Because all the other goalkeepers, they can't afford it. The guy at AC Milan, Mike Maignan, bro, when Chelsea went for him, they said 80. The guy at, I think it's Porto, Diego Costa. When you go for him, bro,
I think that was Man United was trying to get him, but
that's 80 to 100. That's how much they're billing people. So if you don't get Onana right now, your future at goalkeeper, it's a good thing they got him. So, quick question for y'all. Y'all want to do the Liverpool game first because that was atrocious, or you want to do the City game first because y'all lost too?
We can talk about City.
We go City.
City's gonna be short though.
Yeah, I mean, straight to the point, bro. Quick question: do you think you guys makes KDB? I think you do. I think number 9 does.
I think no. I think every once in a while, as a City fan, you feel, what type of game you're gonna get yourself into, and it's always against like the bottom low tier teams. In a game like this, I think we did miss KDB, but for me, the problem isn't even
stat pads against Farmers teams. This is a KDB game. This is where he would have scored the 3 goals, and everybody would have been like, KDB's amazing. KDB, da da da. Remember that?
KDB scored in the Champions League semifinal against Madrid.
Did he score in the final
to keep City in the tie?
You gotta let that thing go, man. The guy, I know he couldn't make it at Chelsea, but you gotta let it go.
No. Hold on. How I see it.
In both games against Arsenal last season to clinch the title, didn't he shut all up?
KDB's quality, man.
He's quality.
They can see like I'm hating KDB. I'm just telling the truth.
He's quality. Let's not do that. He's quality. Top tier.
The argument is not about his quality. I literally just said you listen.
Top tier. No. I'm not saying we didn't, but in a game like this, the problem was that there was two main problems. The problem is that Wolves scored first. And once they scored first, it was going
problem for you guys.
What do you mean?
If
I
somebody
don't
scored first, you go ahead and
if
score 3.
go look back at the past couple of seasons, the teams that City have lost to in the Prem, and see what type of teams they were, and who scored first.
Low blocks.
When the low block scores first, in my head I'm going, damn, it's gonna be a dogfight. Like, and the way Wolves set up, it was going to be a dogfight. They had 5 in the back, and then they had I think like 2. It was basically like a 5-2-3 basically, right? But their 2 midfielders and then their wingers would come in and basically clog up the midfield, right? So you're not getting into the midfield. It's hard for you to get out through the back because even if you isolate the wing back 1v1 on mainly Doku's side, because on the right side, which is another problem I had that I will get into later, on Doku's side, even if you isolate the wing back 1v1, by the time he's even able to beat that wing back, the other winger, which was mainly Neto, would already be on that side and make it a 2v1, right? So that was our main problem, is that they scored first, low block, it's just not going to happen. It's going to be a dogfight, right? Second problem was, in my opinion, this weekend, referees were the worst referees I've ever seen in my life.
I feel as a Chelsea fan.
No. I always complain about the refs after every game. Because I think after every game, the refs don't ever do quite a good job. But this weekend, every game that I watched, I feel like had a horrendous refereeing call. Hwang Hee-chan should have been sent off, like, in the first half, I think. He got a yellow card, and then he took down somebody out of frustration on a second yellow, but the ref didn't give him a card. So he should have been sent off. Their midfielder, Gomez, I felt like he should have gotten a card, but then again, I was thinking about it. I can't be too mad about it because he was doing the same things that Rodri does for us. So I was like, you know what? It is what it is, right? And the third biggest reason, bro, Rodri, bro. We missed
your defense is terrified. Rodri's on fire.
Because on their second goal, right? And I don't want to blame Calvin Phillips for this because I don't think he just came into the game. So it's not fair to blame on him. But the positioning and the way that our team just was positioned and where he was, I was thinking to myself, if Rodri was in the game, he would have gotten to that ball, right? But again, all in all, I feel like it was just one of those games. And you know me, I'm not an overreactionary City fan. Like at the end of the what's it called season, the only thing I'm mad about is I really did think we could go invincible, and it's kind of sad that this is where it ended. But the only thing is that, like, every once in a while, we're going to have one of these games. And especially without KDB, it's going to be hard. Julian Alvarez, great free kick. But apart from the free kick, most of our attackers were pretty non-existent. Oh, yeah. And the last thing I want to say about this is my main biggest point on City right now is that we don't have a system in which we can fully utilize the wings, which is, like, really frustrating to me. Because the whole game, right? We only went down Doku's side, and we were only able to go down Doku's side. But the problem with going down Doku's side is the 4-back that we're playing, can't overlap to help him, right? And then on the other side, you have Kyle Walker, who when he overlaps,
is Bernardo, because Bernardo would do that overlapping, and then you get the 2v1 on the left-hand side.
We're not even doing all of those things that we used to do as much. Those overloading the sides in which you get the 2v1s, the 3v1s. We're not even doing that. Even this season, and even part of last season. In the game that we lose, when you watch it, you think to yourself, yo, why aren't we doing the things that we normally do, that we do every single game? And while we haven't done that as much this year, and we've still been able to win, in games like this, it's very evident where it's like, okay, we're giving it to Doku every single time, but the guy needs help on his side, right? They're playing a 5-back, right? The other winger, Neto and Semedo, are doubling up on our winger. And then even if he's able to beat those two, the other center back is eventually going to do what? Just slide over. So he has to beat 3 people before he can even get a pass into somebody else. And that's just not logical. But yeah, man, just one of those games, bro. We'll be back next week. We're playing Arsenal. I think us to win that game very comfortably, very easily. I don't think it's going to be I don't think Arsenal's going to sit back the way that they did. And I think when people say, oh, but if they come out and attack you guys, you're going to lose because you don't have Rodri, I feel like that's just not the case. Because I feel like when we play a team that's more expansive, especially with this team that we have, I feel like Foden and Alvarez are much more built to play on the transition than KDB and Bernardo are, in my personal opinion. I feel like Foden on the half turn, and he has Haaland running, he has Alvarez running, he has Doku running.
Yeah, but that KDB crosses, though. Those are some killer crosses.
Yeah, but one thing I'm going to say is, me personally, you put Doku against Zinchenko, I think 9 times out of 10, Doku's winning that matchup. So I feel like it's gonna be one of those games where it's gonna be who's gonna be able to utilize their matchups the best. And we saw last season what Ake did to Saka. He's gonna do it again this season. We saw what Walker can do to any right winger in the world or any left winger in the world. So he locked down Vinicius last season. Did he not? Did he not, Chad? Did he not? He locked him down. Did he not?
I go with that. 2 years ago, it wasn't the same thing.
Right?
Yeah, but last year he locked him down. That was the only reason. So we've seen what defensively.
I blame Ancelotti for that, but we're not going to get
it. Yeah, we're not going to get
it. That's why one of these, if anything, is going to end like a 0-0 draw. Or like one thing City have been.
It's going to be
It's going to be a great game, bro. Listen, I saw something in the City. I had it on, but I was watching the United game. I saw something that I think Arsenal can utilize. That Neto guy was giving y'all problems.
Yep, against
his pace. It was his pace.
And I think if Arsenal can really use Saka, like if they can really eat, it's going to be a great game. I think you guys have something to worry about. With Rodri not being in the middle, Kovacic is good. I love Kovacic since Madrid, but I don't know if I think that game he might have problems in that game against Arsenal.
Yeah, honestly, you need a DM. So,
bro, he can't play Calvin Phillips, bro. He can't play Calvin Phillips, bro. I'm telling you,
transition, bro. Kovacic is cooked, bro.
Bro. I'm transition
because that's what the Wolves was doing. They were just sitting back and just countering. And
I watched the Brighton game, bro. I watched the Brighton game. He was never in the right position. Like he was never in the right position. Like I'm not one to blame. Not the Brighton game. My fault. The Newcastle game, the Carabao Cup. He was never in the right position. Not one time was he in the right position on a transition during the build-up. In any phase of the game, was he in a position where I was like, oh yeah, that's where he should be, right? It felt as if like we were playing without a DM rather than we were playing with an actual DM. So he can't start Calvin Phillips. I'm more confident in the lineup that he played against Wolves to go get a result against Arsenal than if he starts Calvin Phillips. Because if he starts Calvin Phillips, I guarantee we're going to lose the game. Because he doesn't instill confidence in me. Kovacic and Nunes, I feel like at the very least can do a decent job. And like I said, me personally, I've never been one to fear Arsenal or to be afraid of Arsenal. They don't have anybody on their team that like instills fear in me. And maybe apart from Saka, Saka's the only player on their team that really instills fear in me because I don't believe in Eddie. I don't believe in Jesus. So they're like, yeah, man. I don't know what you guys think.
I think Arsenal. If I'm Arsenal and I'm watching that game against Wolves,
I'm looking at
City is there to be had because look on the transition, like y'all said, you guys. I saw some, with Rodri not being there, I'm like, ooh, that middle, Odegaard might cook. So it's gonna be a great game. He might cook.
One thing I will say is while they give us trouble,
Partey is back too.
So.
I hope you have this confidence.
Was he not there last season?
Yeah, but now they have Partey and Rice. That's a different combination, bro.
Bro, come on, bro.
They have Partey and Rice. Listen. What I'll say is, bro, with you guys playing Arsenal, you have to be very careful, bro.
Yeah.
Because what they went through last year, bro, is a learning.
They're gonna go through the same thing again, bro.
And they haven't been great this season either, though.
This season, bro.
I don't think any team has fully been great this season, to be honest with you. Although City's lost one game, right? Yeah, and won the rest. And Tottenham, you've won 6, you've lost 1. Tottenham's won 5 and drawn 2. So has Arsenal, right? They've won, all right, but the games haven't looked like this is a full team.
Not like last year, at least Arsenal. Yeah. Last year when they started, it was
Last year Arsenal
playing
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a good game.
One thing I will say is that you have to remember that while Neto did give us problems, their first goal was an own goal that was basically a self-inflicted wound, right? And then their second goal was another self-inflicted wound, which is something where I feel like
second goal though because it's not. The own goal, I'll buy it, self-inflicted, right? But the second goal, they just beat you. It's just that simple. Whatever it is
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
have, if it was Rodri would have been there. Da, 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 da. They scored. They scored.
Okay, but also the player that scored should have been sent off. Like
How? That's not
there,
self-inflicted though.
no, 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 no. I'm talking about it's self-inflicted because when what's it called? They shot the first ball, right? We
Mhm.
blocked it and then we failed to clear it. That to me is a self-inflicted wound. Whether or not we failed to clear it from our own box, that to me is something that we did to ourselves. We let that upon ourselves, right? I may not look at this game the same way you guys do, but when I see it, it's like that's a mistake that we did that led them to scoring. It's one of those things. But yeah, let's move on to the next match if y'all want to, or if y'all got any more thoughts about City, man.
Uh, I don't got any thoughts. My thing is the Liverpool game. I'll let you guys go first because I think I have a different thinking to what everybody else is thinking anyway. But yeah, go on. Shad, you could go about the Liverpool game and the refereeing and all of that.
Yeah, so the Liverpool game, I was actually watching that, and to start, the what's this guy's name? Luis Diaz goal was a goal. Look, I don't get this VAR and this lines. Sometimes they draw it. It's like it's so clear. Everybody knows. You could tell the guys behind them, but some way somehow, you know, it's almost as if it's like there's a divide in soccer fans right now. Like people are saying, "Oh, no VAR, now VAR." I think it was a goal, and it could have changed because goals change matches. It could have changed the whole outcome of that game. And to move on to the red card, the same thing happened with Casemiro last year in one of our games. He went for the ball, but he slipped over the ball, and then in slow motion everything looks bad. Like I could see how it's a red, but to me, I think he tried to get the ball and then he just slipped, and boom, okay, red card. But like that like those two decisions really changed like the whole game because like, you have these people playing with 9 people against 11. Like what else can you like? What can they do? So I feel like the refereeing it was just bad all weekend, like you guys were saying. So they need to just fix that. I felt for Liverpool, even though I hate them, but
Personally, this is my opinion. I agree with everything you said, but the way I look at it, bro, last season, you know what team got the most wins and most VAR calls? It was them.
Liverpool, yeah.
Bro, they've cheated us twice against them in cups. We had the Lukaku one. It was the same exact shit as the Luis Diaz goal, bro. He was onside. And we didn't get the call. We sucked it up. They need to just suck it up. It's football, bro. These refs are humans. You know what humans do? They make fucking mistakes, whether you like it or not. Chelsea, when we lost to Villa, what happened? Malo Gusto got the ball first. And when you watch the thing, you can see the dude got the ball first. And then was it Luca Dini? He came in and then he got his foot. He got ball first. What are we taught in football? If you go for ball first, right? When you get ball first, it shouldn't be a red card. But we got a red card. You didn't see us doing all of this. They're talking about, oh, we're not gonna win a title. You're not gonna win a title either way. This is not what it's not going to stop Liverpool from winning the title. You're not going to either way. You suck it up. They're humans. They make mistakes. At the end of the day, it's happened to us so many times. And when Chelsea fans complain about it, they're like, oh, whatever. You're gonna take action. It's not going anywhere, bro. Obviously, VAR needs to be examined because clearly they're not doing their job right. We all know that. We've been saying that for 4 years. Like literally, bro, goal line tech, all these little things that the Prem can add in order to make the game better, they're choosing to.
They're choosing not to. Like, yep.
Bro, like the Prem doesn't even apologize to Chelsea when they get things wrong. I don't even know why Liverpool got an apology. Take it, and they're like,
they got fleeced though. Like they got fleeced.
Bro, he lost the cup because of that. It's happened to us. It's the game, bro. The game's the game.
The thing is, one mistake in a game is like, okay, we get it. But they made several mistakes. They made two mistakes.
The whole weekend, bro, was that not the theme of the weekend?
It was.
No, but like that's crazy to happen to you in one game. You get a red that shouldn't be a red, and then on top of that, what's it called? A goal that was clearly onside was called offside. Not even because of VAR, because the VAR guy was like, "Oh," said he thought he was so clearly onside. He thought that what's it called?
Same thing.
Like that's not a VAR decision. That's just incompetency. Like that's just stupidity.
I will argue you about I'm not arguing that the refs were right. I'm just arguing. What do we always say? The game's the game, right? You take it as is, bro. You're not always
Listen,
going to get balls your way.
that's
But
Yeah,
it's
go
true.
ahead.
different.
Yeah, look, yeah,
Go, Shaq, go, Shaq.
what you're saying is true. Like, trying to, like, go beyond, like, oh, we need an apology. We need this, that, that. Look, it happens.
Bro,
United against Arsenal.
Liverpool fans are talking about playing the game again.
Look, that
They
that
want to
that
play the
that's
game
going
again.
too far. That's going too far. Against
That's
Arsenal,
not
the
gonna
same thing
happen.
happened.
Yeah.
I thought the Garnacho goal was a goal, and there's a lot of ifs that I can. Even the goal that was the ball went out on the Rashford thing. If you look
Mhm.
at the angle, a different angle, it seemed like the ball was still in. But I'm like,
Yep.
look, it goes both ways. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. That's VAR. You got to live with it.
No,
Bro,
no, 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 no. See. The problem is right. You're saying the game is the game, and then Shad, you just said it's VAR. You got to live with it. The problem is the reason for VAR is so that these mistakes don't
I'll
happen,
correct it.
right?
Yeah,
If
bro.
VAR isn't there and they rule Luis Diaz offsides, right? And everybody out the game is arguing, you can't do nothing about it because why? There was no review,
no VAR.
right?
Hold
Yeah,
on.
You had the chance to
to
look
correct it.
to literally look at draw the line, look at when he played the ball. That's like literally the millisecond he played the ball, and be like, no, he's on or no, he's offside. You feel me? So if you have the chance, and it's the same thing. This is why I don't understand how VAR is so like misused in Europe or just in the Prem specifically, right? Because there's other sports, especially in America. This is one thing whenever we talk about VAR, I always think of American sports because American sports use video referees like clockwork. Almost everything that happens is always reviewed, right? So you have instances of NBA, NFL, hockey, all the baseball, all these sports where they
Hold on.
use.
Quick question. So you guys remember last season, beginning of the season? I was there at that game. I was in the stadium for that game, right? It was Chelsea Spurs. That 2-2 game, the Conte and Tuchel game that they got in a fight.
Yeah.
When Spurs got their last goal, Cucurella got his hair pulled, right? And that's how they scored. The man that Cucurella was supposed to be guarding in the corner was the one that got the header. He got his hair pulled, right? The VAR ref for that game, he came out this year, right, and said that he knew that the call was wrong, right? And it should have been overturned as a no goal, but he didn't want to put the ref that was in the game in trouble, so he didn't call it. That's
That
what
to me, that
like
excuse never
D
made
came
no
out and
sense to
said,
me.
bro. Huh?
That excuse never made any sense to me. What do you mean you don't want to put him in trouble? What is that?
Exactly my point, bro. Clearly, whoever's sitting in the VAR room needs to be different from whoever it is that is calling the game. You cannot have that type of relationship. You get what I'm saying? Because you're telling me you're protecting your boy from grief. So you go to
No, I don't get it though. Like when I saw the explanation, I still don't get it. What grief is he talking about? Like, what would have
because
happened?
the ref made the wrong call, but instead of them to man up and be like, I made a mistake, he's trying to protect his boy. You get what I'm saying? That's the reason why I feel like whatever VAR is, right? Whoever is in charge of VAR and is sitting there and watching the replays or whatever shouldn't be a referee. I don't know if it makes sense. You know how you guys were just talking about the NFL, right? What does the NFL do? It's somebody in New Jersey.
New York.
Yeah, somebody not even in
New York.
the game.
Neutral party looking at it and coming back in. Hey, you got that wrong. That holding call, that pass interference wasn't a pass interference. They've given it to somebody independent of the referees in order to avoid all of this. It's that simple. Because these refs are the ones making a mistake, bro. You clearly see it's not offside. You're on a pitch. You're as a linesman, you're on, and this time around, the ball's not even on the far side. It's right there.
Right where you are. Yeah, right where you are.
So if you're making those mistakes, you shouldn't be refereeing games. You know, in the
There should be
NFL,
bans, fines.
when a referee messes up, they keep you off games.
But that's a recent thing. That just started happening.
Yeah, but I'm saying that things like that need to start happening in football to protect the integrity of the game. Because
English FA,
if you're going to bring VAR and all these things into the game, you have to keep the refs accountable, bro. Because if you're not getting a game check for the weekend because you couldn't referee a match, it's affecting your pocket now. So the next time you make a dumbass call, you'll think about it. But when there are no consequences for refs, that's what's going to keep on happening, bro.
Yeah. So in a sense, you still agree with Liverpool fans though, saying that the call
I
was
agree.
wrong, but
But
you
that's
just
the
saying
thing,
that
fan
they're
base.
going.
I'm telling them to kiss my black butt because they've gotten so many decisions gone their way when it shouldn't have. So I don't want to hear an
I get
argument
what you're
from them about it. When it's other clubs, you don't see Liverpool fans coming in. They're one of those fan bases that only care about their club. When it's their club, it's the end of the world. But when it's other clubs, they don't.
Replaying the game that's stupid. That's not even going to happen. I don't even
Bro,
want to hear
they've
that.
won literally cups and games. Last season, they had the most VAR calls going near decision. We've had refs admit to being fans of other clubs and still being allowed to call a game.
That's what I don't understand too. Like, you mean to tell me of all of these refs, none of them support the big six clubs? None of them support any of the top low mid tier or low. You know what I mean? Like, you grew up in Manchester, but you're a Salford City fan. You don't support Man United. You grew up during the Man United glory days. You don't support Man United. You expect me to just believe that?
That's what they're telling us, right?
But
Bro,
thoughts on the game? I think Liverpool played well. I'm not gonna lie. The 9 men,
Even with 9 men, they did.
bro, for some
but
weird reason, bro,
that's
they
Liverpool.
played
Though, like,
better.
their mentality is crazy.
I don't even think it's meant to. Well, I'll say this: it comes from your coach. Klopp gives that vibe, and they play. You see, they play hungry, low key. Liverpool, they play chaotic. So when things are not going their way, that's when it's best for them. When things are like mismatched, that's when I think Liverpool are at their best. When things are calm, I don't think Liverpool are at their best. Look, bro, look at them. Trent is not a traditional right back. Salah, even with Salah, bro, look at how they play Salah. They don't play him like a right winger. He's their goal scorer. He's their main guy. He's their creator. He does a lot of things for them. Liverpool, I think in chaos, that's when they thrive. Compared to somebody like City. When it's chaotic, City doesn't thrive. Would you admit to that, at least?
Sure. Hey, man. We do a pretty good job of making sure it's not chaotic though. So.
Hey, man. Last thing I'm gonna say before we go off. My club got a win, and y'all don't even want to talk about it. Mudrick got a goal. That's more goals than Anthony this season.
For the first time in like how long, bro?
Listen, I mean, look, Koku, I mean, finally, Modric he's delivered a baby. 9 months without a goal, he's pregnant. He finally delivered a baby. Though.
That's crazy. He scored a goal in preseason, bro. Do better.
Preseason don't count,
so we
bro.
can't
Preseason don't count.
goals now.
Preseason don't count, bro. Preseason don't count.
Tell that to United
don't
fans,
count.
bro. Tell that to
Preseason
Arsenal
don't
fans.
count.
Yo,
I've been to preseason don't count.
You're still behind us. You know. What
Hey,
are you
bro,
now?
what position are you on the table?
We're higher than you. We're 11th.
You're 10th. I'm 11th. I'm coming for you. Watch out. By next week, when I beat Burnley and you lose, I'm above you. You know that, right?
And then what happened when you play Arsenal and then you play City and then those matches are coming? Okay, don't forget those.
October, though. I ain't gonna lie. October, November is bad for Chelsea. But yeah, man. Bro. All right, bro. It's been.
You want to talk about the Chelsea game?
What do you want to talk about, bro? Go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh no! I don't really care. I needed y'all to win.
Oh, listen, no. The Chelsea, Chelsea today. I think again, you guys go first. That I've been watching you guys' game. Like, jokes aside, trolling aside, you guys played. The possession, everything. It's just the scoring that you guys missing sometimes. Like, Jackson will get the chances that he's missing.
I've been telling them they're not listening.
But today you scored, and sometimes that's all you need. Look, you go to away these Fulham, Burnley. You need to get a win. Look, sometimes I don't even care how you play, just get the win, and that's what you guys did today. So
it's good to Chelsea win though. Like I said, bro, 2 wins in a row. We don't really get it like that nowadays. So I'll take it.
One question.
Yeah.
When healthy, who do you think starts, Jackson or Broja?
Jackson has to start.
Jackson has to. The guy gets chances, bro. He just misses. Right? After to me, he gets chances.
Because I thought Broja played a pretty good game today.
But it
was against Fulham. So
that's the thing. You see,
I think he needs more chances. I don't know if it's just me.
I think there's also this thing that people say that's like that shiny new toy syndrome. Let's be honest about Broja's goal, bro. He wasn't.
No. It was lucky, but again, like, I think you need to breed competition in that forward position. Because now
he has competition now. Because let's be honest, Broja has a goal, and I think in 6 games, Jackson has.
He has one. Oh, he scored against Brighton.
No. Premier League goal. Let me see.
He scored against Luton.
Yeah. He has a
Bro,
Premier
that's
League.
even worse than Fulham, bro.
Yeah, but right now,
that's even worse than Fulham, bro.
yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, look at the team how many games like that Broja came into today. It's a far better team today than it was when we played, say, Luton. Cole Palmer, look at the crosses Cole Palmer put in. Look at the passes. When Jackson,
He's looking like a stud for you. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, but
He's looking like a
stud.
stud.
I love Cole Palmer, but he reminds me so much of Kai Havertz, bro. He's so much better than Havertz, but the way he plays, it's like lazy.
The guy that won you Champions League, now he's so much better.
He's already better than Havertz, bro.
Champions League winner. Wow.
But I'm excited though, to be honest with you, when it comes to Chelsea.
Because... I do have one thing though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Disasi is your center back of the future, bro.
I mean,
he doesn't instill confidence in me. The games that I've watched,
personally,
I've said it before, but like in the games that I've watched him, he just doesn't look. He could be, I don't know. Maybe he could be like that one defender that doesn't really play the ball as pure defense. But
you know who Man United's number one target for center back this year was?
Who?
Disasi. They wanted him. They couldn't get him.
I thought it was Timber.
But what does that say though? What does that? When have we ever rated any of Man United's top prospects? Like
what I'm saying, I'm not even using it. I'm just saying that was a target for somebody. We didn't necessarily go out looking for a center back. We had an injury in the position, and we had to replenish. But next season, when Fofana comes, Disasi is going to have a full season in his back for us to know whether he's good or not good. For me personally, he's doing all right. I'm not going to shout, oh, like you see how Arsenal fans do it, Saliba, best defender in the league or whatever. He's not doing that. But, like, he's good enough for what it is now. We don't concede goals like that, bro. So I'm not going to fault him.
Yeah, but you're still playing that back five. So, like, isn't that the 3-4, whatever?
What back
y'all
five?
Play that against Luton. Did y'all play that again today?
How?
Y'all played a back four today?
We've always played a back four.
I think Portugal always plays back four.
We've always played a back four.
Well, against Luton, you played a five. I was just looking at your Luton lineup. That's why.
How was it a five? Who?
Listen, I got a quick question about Enzo though. Like, Kwoku, being a neutral, right? We both neutrals because we're not Chelsea fans. And I asked y'all this question. I asked a couple of Chelsea fans. No. Has Enzo played to his price?
What do you think? You was what, 100 mil?
108. You the guy that knows the prices because when I always say the prices, you think
so he was more
I
than
thought it
Grealish.
was 150. It's quiet.
So he was more than Grealish.
Yeah.
So he was more than now.
But he's better than Grealish.
I don't think he plays it, but he.
If I came to you today and I put Grealish and Enzo on the table, who you picking?
For my team, I'm picking Grealish.
You're not.
I don't need Enzo on my team.
Bro, we're building a team. Chad, be honest in everything. You're building a team.
Younger.
I'm giving
Enzo's
you 2 players. Huh?
Enzo's younger.
Fuck the age. Make them the same age, bro. Same skills that they have today. Nothing has improved. I'm putting both on the table, bro. Are you picking Grealish? Are you bro? What is
based on what we've seen at Chelsea, or are you counting Argentina and Benfica? Because the guy hasn't at Chelsea. He hasn't shown anything to me,
bro. You see, the thing is, when you look at him for Chelsea, right? The reason why when we always have this argument, I say with him is that you're not going to see it until everything is fully done, because he's not a player that is judged based on assists and goals. I'll say this about Grealish. Even City fans right now don't want him to start, bro. City fans are
I don't want Grealish to start. But then again, I never approved of the 100 mil signing for Grealish.
So my question is, right? If Enzo right now, that midfield you had that you played against, who was it? Who would you play this weekend that you lost? The Wolves. Enzo starts over those two.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think he's a better player to play against Wolves.
Bro, Enzo is far better than Kovacic and Nunes. It's not even close.
But against a team like Enzo's, to me, I feel like he's more of a deep line type of player. When you're playing against a low block, what's a player that's?
I thought his dad and him wanted him to play up front. What's going on? Enzo and his dad, didn't they want him to play more up front forward so he can get scored?
No. In terms of, because last season we used him as a 6.
So So this
Also
year,
wanted to play like
the
8.
guy has played every possession. Well, both positions now. Played 10, played 8, played 6.
All I'm saying is for his price tag of 105 million, because it's different.
Okay, hold on. Is Anthony worth that price?
Oh, I've been telling you, hey, he's spending. If it just spent out there, he was never the price. So
And,
at least that one I'm admitting. But you saying that
and with Enzo, bro, with Enzo, I see it again.
But has he proven it though? Has he proven that he's worth the price? 130 or 150.
The thing is, the thing is, with Fati, I see that he could be the greatest left winger possibly in the game right now, right? But he hasn't proven to me over a course of time that he's had that he can do that.
Okay, Enzo's never lost for Argentina, bro. I keep telling you this.
Oh my god!
Who won the young player at the World Cup, bro? Was Alvarez not there?
Bro, was Messi in that team?
Bro.
Was Messi playing?
Was Messi not playing that first game when they lost?
No. Was Messi playing? Was Julian Alvarez playing?
Yeah.
Alvarez has never lost. Alvarez didn't lose in the World Cup. Alvarez didn't lose in the World Cup.
By that logic, he's better than Haaland. Alvarez is better than Alvarez is better than Haaland.
I've never said I didn't go and say Enzo is better than so.
But you're using the World Cup argument to
he won young player of the year. He won young player at the World Cup.
He did, but what has he done for? We're talking about Chelsea. Yo, Chelsea didn't win the World Cup.
Again, you're talking about the Chelsea that you're talking about. Chelsea is not a good team right now. So nobody's going to look good. Bro, if Enzo came in, right, and was with a bunch of experienced footballers, bro, if you take Thiago Silva out, right, and you look at the players that he's playing with, bro, in that midfield, he probably, even in his little, bro, he's 22. Enzo's 22, bro.
How old is Anthony?
Nah, I hate you, bro. Yo, nah, bro.
Yo, you see what people do when it comes to Anthony? You forget.
Anthony's 23, Kelly. He's 23.
He's past the quarter, bro.
He's 1 year old out there.
Listen, bro.
Listen.
My question
I'm not saying Enzo doesn't have the potential, but I'm saying
he obviously has
player, $100 million player, right? Do you think was worth it?
Jude Bellingham.
That you bought.
Yeah, Bellingham.
Jude Bellingham.
Even that, bro. Is he being played in the right position?
I mean,
the guy is. He's scoring an assist.
The reason he wears 22 is because he can play 6, 8, and 10. So he's doing it all.
Bro, he's doing it all.
Is that not taking? Let's be honest. Is okay. Final topic, and then we're done. The way they're playing Jude, right? Allowing him to play how he's playing. Would you say it's affecting how Rodrigo is playing? Because Jude is scoring all the goals, right? He's playing in a way they're playing what I think it's a 4-4-2, something like that, right?
No, it's not.
Nah, it's like a 4-1. It's a diamond, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a diamond. Yeah, diamond. And he's kind of playing like the CAM, but he like in the game he runs in the box like a striker, pretty much.
No, and that's why he's getting all the goals. It's not allowing. I don't want to say that, but I feel like if Jude is playing as a midfielder, obviously he looks like he's worth it now because you're looking at the goals and the assists, right? That's what you're looking at.
Yeah, of course, but you probably older enough to remember this. Remember Ancelotti days in AC Milan when Kaká was there. Kaká played that same role, and he was scoring goals, 20 goals a season, and it's the same thing that he's done. He's going back to AC days using that same tactic.
He has
a goal scoring striker. That is why.
So
bro, Joselu was garbage, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
But look, he's scoring. I mean, Joselu hasn't done that bad for us. He scored.
I think I watched your first Champions League game. I watched it. I don't remember what team you guys. Some trash.
Yeah, he was missing chances. Yeah,
he missed so many chances that game, bro.
Union Berlin. But we have to play him. I think Ancelotti needs to understand Vinicius and Rodrigo. It's not strikers. You have to
play better off of that.
Be a striker though. In time,
you have to play him.
Be a striker.
You have to play Joselu. You have no choice. So
Rodrigo can be a striker.
Do that, huh?
Rodrigo can be a striker.
Yeah, I've been saying that.
Listen. The problem then becomes who's playing that right wing position. Because you can't have Valverde. Valverde's not a right wing. You can't just play Inshallah and vibes with Valverde on the right wing every single day.
But the fact of the matter is, in all this, is Ancelotti really even a good coach right now?
Right now we've lost one game in a. The thing is, we've been winning, but we haven't played. We haven't played the game. The gameplay hasn't been that good. Like we win it, but it's barely winning. But last game, I think we played really good against What's that team? Granada, whatever that team.
Granada? You talking about Nah?
Granola.
Granola.
Say Granola.
Girona.
But Girona's up there though.
Yeah, they was the first.
They was top of the league at one point.
When we played them, they was number one.
Yeah, bro. All I'm gonna say is, bro, with Enzo, he's gonna be worth the price in 10 years. I'm not collecting my fee today, bro. I'll collect it in 5 years. When Chelsea
10 years.
In 10 years.
You gotta wait.
The guy would be like, how old would he be?
10 years. You gotta wait 10 years to recoup your investment.
10 years, bro.
Okay. Quick question for you. How long are you giving Porch? Because me, I'm saying we should get on time. Years. How long are you giving Porch?
Right now, we have an episode that's gonna come out. I told him, I said that, bro, we're not going to see Chelsea right now, bro. I'm not seeing us as challenging for anything. Preseason, I got fooled. I thought we were challenging. So the development of the players is what's going to determine how long he's there for. You see the thing, though, that I think about Pochettino, he's an unlucky guy because he might not be the one to enjoy the benefits of his labor.
Yeah. It's like Mark Jackson and Steve Kerr.
Yup. He might not be the one to enjoy it. Right now, that is why, I had a crazy thought today. And I'm going to say it. You guys might think I'm crazy. That is why I feel like Potter might have been the guy for that. What is Potter good at? Development of players, right? He might have been the guy. And maybe we were too harsh in criticizing because what we're doing now, hold on. What we're doing now is what we should have done with them. Yes or no? No expectations. Let them play and let him develop the boys, right? Obviously, the firing, whatever is gone. But now I feel like Pochettino's the coach you bring. He's the Steve Kerr, not the Mark Jackson. You get what I'm saying? Because bringing in Pochettino is telling us fans, in our eyes, that we're trying to win.
Yeah.
But behind doors, you're not really trying to win.
Like I said, the episode's gonna come out.
If this was like not an NBA team, NBA team or NFL team, we would be tanking, right? That's what we'd be doing right now. We're only trying to develop players to see what we have for the future. That's what Chelsea is right now, and unfortunately, that is the case.
I hope this doesn't become a trend in world soccer where teams are trying to do this tanking type of thing. I don't think it's good for sports, bro.
Bro,
you can't really tank in soccer. You can't tank. It's like you really can't.
Yeah, bro.
Tank.
But look at our what we're doing. It's not even tanking, bro. Let's be real with it. It's a crazy retool. What Arsenal was doing back then, that was tanking. They were purely shit just to be shit. And they didn't get anything out of it. But look at what Chelsea's doing. They spent, bro, at Billy. Chelsea will be
gonna
back
keep spending. Y'all gonna keep spending.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Bro, I need an owner like that at Man United. Yes, I need that owner, bro.
Bro, but you just look at what we got, bro. Yo, if I gave you a Billy, bro, the players you would have bought, is that what Chelsea went and bought?
Right, Caicedo for 115. That guy, bro, look, he got potential.
Forget Caicedo, bro. Look at
150. Give me one Billy.
I would have had an Mbappe in there. I would have had a you know what I'm saying, bro. You see what I'm talking about? You could have had so many players who are already it, rather than going to buy potential. Because most of our signings are 30 million here, 25 here, 30 here, 40 here. And then there's two big signings, Caicedo, Enzo, 3, and Modric, right?
3.
But everybody else was
4.
Cheap. Who?
Hey, Cole Palmer.
Wasn't Lavia? Oh, Cole Palmer too.
Cheap.
I forgot Salavia, bro. You guys bought him. Where's that guy?
50. Injured. Those are not big signings in terms of money. Bro, nowadays, if you
start Lavia close to 80? Was he 45?
This guy, so Koku, look, Koku, I know you heard that people were saying Mudryk is like 100 million. I'm not the only one that says
62 plus 38.
That's 100 million.
100 million.
Yeah, but the add-ons is 38. The add-ons,
y'all forget it, bro. It's 100 million, bro.
That's 100 million.
Okay, so how much did you buy? What's his name?
Anthony. 100 million. That's what people been saying the whole time. 100 million.
You paid 100 M's for him. We didn't pay. Bro, we're paying 62.
We didn't pay 100 M's.
So how much?
Add-ons and everything, man. The same way that Mudryk is 100 million.
How many add-ons you have?
Hey, whether you like it or not, 100 million. Yeah, forget.
Nah, you're just saying whatever it is. Yo, we're gonna end it here, but we're still gonna keep the conversation going. But it's been a great episode. Thank you. It's your boy Yao. Thank you, Shaq, for coming through. NK.
Of course, y'all.
What the hell is that on your face?
I didn't do that, bro. That was you.
That was not me.
Of course.